Before I came to college, I sold my first pieces to two of my mentors back home, and one of the questions they asked me was why I only paint white people, and I couldn't give them an answer. So they challenged me to explore my roots and start producing works based off a reflection of myself. This piece I did in Miss McClinton's class, and one question she asked me was, is there a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose for creating this? And Cheyenne actually gave a response saying, maybe I'm interested in exploring who I really am, and that instilled in me to really explore it even more. As a child, I was always surrounded by people of lighter complexions than myself. One day I asked my grandma, I was like, Grandma, are you white? She laughed, but all the time I always wished I was a lighter complexion because everybody else was, and it seemed normal, it seemed better. One day, my sister called me the ugly duckling. And the reason they gave me that title was because they were light skinned and I was dark skinned. And from that point on, I always felt like an outcast inside my own family. I actually had a talk with my dad about it before. He told me, yeah, you are treated different because you're dark skinned. My twin, she was treated better by my grandparents than I was simply because I didn't look like them. I looked like my daddy. And I see children go through this all the time. I'm an educator. I see this in my kids. A lot of them want to be white. They want to be lighter because they see it as something better. It starts at an early age. The idea of colorism, of separation of dark skin and light skin, started with Willie Lynch. His letter called The Making of a Slave. His whole purpose was to divide our race. One of the main concepts was dividing us by how we look, our skin tone. He did that successfully. And then later on, whites incorporated the brown paper bag test, and by using that, it was able to show them who was actually allowed in the house, who would be a house Negro and who would be a field Negro. And one of the first black organizations who actually incorporated the brown paper bag test was actually Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. They're the first blacks to use what the whites used against us, and that really made an impact on the black community. Colorism is seen in the music industry. J. Cole made a statement that he probably wouldn't be as successful as he is today if he weren't a lighter complexion. He even talked about President Obama. He might not have been president if he was a darker complexion. Bill Duke created a document called Dark Girls, and it basically places light on the effects of colorism on dark-skinned women. He gets real stories and experiences from these women on how they struggle with self-esteem, relationships, and within their families, and it really shows how people really never see what's really going on. A lot of times we're given the compliment, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl, and at that moment, we might feel beautiful until those last few words are said. Like, what does that mean for a dark-skinned girl? Keke Palmer actually went through this struggle as a child. She stated that when she was 5 years old, she always wished she could be of a lighter complexion. She was always told she was pretty for a dark-skinned girl, or she noticed how light-skinned girls always got more compliments. More so in the music industry, there are people trying to make a change. Kendrick Lamar replaces his light-skinned lead in his Poetic Justice video with a dark-skinned girl because he wants to see more dark-skinned girls being recognized for their true beauty. On Instagram and social media, social networks, we always see these light-skinned, dark-skinned jokes. And one of them that's very offensive is the one shown here. What does it mean you don't know what ugly is because you're light-skinned? Are dark skins really the only ones that's ugly in the world? And why? One of the people I look up to is Janelle Monáe. I see she's a very beautiful lady, and I see her embracing her skin tone, not afraid to really be who she really is. Chrisette Michele, although she is of a lighter complexion, she's still very empowering. Her lyrics just make you want to be everything that you can possibly be without really letting the insecurities and the negative statements from other people affect you. You still want to be your best, and that's what she gives to me. My sister tweeted once that guys only like me for my body, and that's only going to get me a day, not a lifetime. And that really put emphasis on the way black women are sexualized in today's society and the media of today. And that basically makes me want to focus on portrait. This piece is personal for me. It basically shows all of the negativity, all of the insults, all of the hindrances on me from childhood to now. And I'm just not focusing on it anymore. I'm trying to overcome that and be who I can be. And basically, this whole project is to get women to overcome these ignorant statements, all of the insecurities put inside of their minds, is to get other people to realize what's going on and to appreciate us as a people too.